Mr. Premier, Mayor Clifford Lee, family and friends. Welcome to day 31 of this year's SOS4000 Cross Canada Torch Relay to promote organ donation. Today we're happy to be in Charlottetown and have a large gathering here to talk about organ donation. A little history on this tour. The kickoff started in St. John's, Newfoundland on October 1st. This tour will finish in June 2008 in Iqaluit, Nunavut. So it'll be a long haul for the torch carriers across the country. Over 100 students are going to participate in this tour, carrying the torch through their community, promoting organ donation and bringing awareness to students and to the public and politicians. The tour is organized this year by Step by Step, which is an organization founded by Mr. George Marcello. Mr. Marcello 10 years ago had his first liver transplant, and since then has been Canada's #1 promoter of organ donation. Just 2 years ago, Mr. Marcello had his second liver transplant, and at that time, 13 days after he received his transplant, he was at the Ontario Legislature speaking to the politicians promoting organ donation there. So he's dedicated the past 10 years of his life, a life that he was given a second chance on and maybe a third chance to promote organ donation and to help save other Canadians' lives. This morning we were quite fortunate to have Vanessa Mackinnon be the torch champion for Charlottetown. After our press conference this morning, we'll be taking a walk with the torch to Charlottetown Rural High School, where we'll have a gathering with the students there and talk about organ donation and the importance of it. And that was the whole idea behind the relay this year across the country. Mr. Marcello and Christopher Knowles, who was also with us, have done relays across the country in the past few years. And this year they decided they wanted to get students involved and have the students carry the torch and bring the message from students to students. So without further ado, I'd like to ask Mr. Marcello, George Marcello, to come forward and say a few words.
Thank you, brother. Good morning, everyone. Especially welcome to Premier for attending this very important event, and as well, it's good to see you again, Mayor. During the past 10 years, we've had the opportunity to travel across Canada and to visit nearly 500 communities and literally talk to millions of Canadians about this issue. And that the issue is the Canada's shortage of organ and tissue donations. I think it was initially a shock to Canadians when they heard the news that Canada had one of the lowest rates in the world. And I think what followed after that was, well, how do we fix this? You know, we don't, as Canadians, don't like being last in anything. So how do we fix this? Well, it could seem like a simple solution, but it isn't. There's close to one person every day that's on the waiting list as we speak that is passing away in Canada. And the situation in the past 10 years has slightly improved. There has been some modest improvements in our system. And over the years, it's taken an awful lot of work just to bring this attention to the attention of the public, media, and all three levels of government to understand how important this issue really is. And during the years, as we traveled across Canada and sometimes in very remote parts, we talked to people and we found some of the things that could have helped in providing these solutions. And And these were things that were unpopular at the time that we talked about them. For instance, when we did the Ontario walk in 1999, we had organized to talk to a lot of elementary school kids about this issue, and we were told by almost every agency at that time that it wasn't wise to talk to kids about this issue. Since then, I'm happy to say in Ontario they're passing a bill which will make organ and tissue donation part of their curriculum on the school board. So in those 8 years, we've come quite a long ways. When we were talking about non-heart donations back in '99, we were told that that's both medically and ethically impossible to do. You cannot donate organs after the heart stops. Our research with some of the countries in Europe that were practicing this method eventually proved them wrong. And I'm happy again to say, after relentlessly bringing this to the forefront, I'm happy to say that in Ottawa in 2006, they performed the first non-heart beating donation. And since then, there's been over 100 done successfully. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning all this is because had we acted earlier on any of these solutions, there would be a lot more people living today. It's really that simple. Had we taken this issue a little bit more seriously, we would have been able to make more people aware about how important this is and what the system exactly entails. Had we put this at the top of the health issues, we would have probably been on our way on solving this problem, this shortage. But it's still going to probably take a lot of work to reach there. And I know that most of the people that I've been talking to across the country are determined to get there someday. So as we started this walk, initially our intention was to get the students involved so we can plant the seeds early and that they can do something that we're hoping they're going to remember the rest of their lives and hopefully do this on a yearly basis. But there's a couple of things that we discovered when we started this walk, and this is regarding the Maritimes, and these are recommendations that we're going to provide this morning.